यं देशयामि पश्चात्तापेन तापितः। रत्नत्रयेपकारो यो माता पितृषु वा मया, गुरुष्वन्येषु वाक्षेपात् कायवाग्बुद्धिभिः कृतः। अनेकदोषदुष्टेन मया पापेन नायकः, यत्कृतं दारुणं पापं तत्सर्वं देशयाम्यहम्। कथं च निःसराम्यस्मान् नित्योद्वेगोऽस्मि नायकः, मा भुन्मे मृत्युरचिरात् अक्षिणे पापसञ्चये। कथं च निःसराम्यस्मात् परित्रायत सत्वरम्, ममाक्षीणपापस्य मरणं शीघ्रमेष्यति। कृता कृता परीक्षोऽयं मृत्युर्विस्रम्भघातकः, स्वस्थैरविश्वास्य आकस्मिकमहाशनिः। प्रियाप्रियनिमित्तेन पापं कृतमनेकधा, सर्वमुत्सृज्य गन्तव्यम् इति न ज्ञातमीदृशम्। अप्रिया न भविष्यन्ति प्रियो मे न भविष्यति, अहं च न भविष्यामि सर्वं च न भविष्यति। तत्तत् स्मरणतां याति यद्यद्वस्त्वनुभूयते, स्वप्नानुभूतवत् सर्वं गतं न पुनरीक्षते। इहैव तिष्ठतस्तावद् गतानैके प्रिया प्रियः, तन्निमित्तं तु यत् पापं तत्स्थितं घोरमग्रतः। एवमागन्तुकोऽस्मीति न मया प्रत्यवेक्षितम्, मोहानुनयविद्वेषै कृतं पापमनेकधा। रात्रिन्दिवम् अविश्रामम् आयुषो वर्धते व्ययः, आयस्य चागमो नास्ति न मरिष्यामि किं नहम्। इह शय्यागतेनापि बन्धुमध्येऽपि तिष्ठता, मयैवेकेन सोढव्या मर्मच्छेदादिवेदना। यमदूतैर्गृहीतस्य कुतो बन्धुः कुतः सुहृत्, पुण्यमेकं तदात्राणं मया तच्च न सेवितम्। अनित्यजीवितासङ्गात् इदं भयमजानता, प्रमत्तेन मया नाथ बहु पापमुपार्जितम्। अङ्गच्छेदार्थमप्यद्य नीयमानो विशस्यति, पिपासितो दीनदृष्टिः अन्यदेवेक्षते जगत्। किं पुनर्भैरवाकारैर्यमदूतैः अधिष्ठितः, महात्रासज्वरग्रस्तः पुरीशोत्सर्गवेष्टितः। कातरैर्दृष्टिपातैश्च त्राणान्वेषि चतुर्दिशम्, को मे महाभयात् अस्मात् साधुस्त्राणं भविष्यति। त्राणशून्यादिशो दृष्ट्वा पुनः सम्मोहमागतः, तदाहं किं करिष्यामि तस्मिन् स्थाने महाभये। अद्यैव शरणं यामि जगन्नाथान् महाबलान्, जगद्रक्षार्थमुद्युक्तान् सर्वत्रासहराञ्जिनान्। तैश्चाप्यधिगतं धर्मं संसारभयनाशनं शरणं यामि भावेन बोधिसत्त्वगणं तथा समन्तभद्रयात्मानं ददामि भयविह्वलः पुनश्च मञ्जुघोषाय ददाम्यात्मानमात्मना तं चावलोकितं नाथं कृपाव्याकुलचारिणं विरौम्यार्तरवं भीतः स मां रक्षतु पापिनम् आर्यमाकाशगर्भं च क्षितिगर्भं च भावतः सर्वान् महाकृपांश्चापि त्राणान् वेशि विरौम्यहम् यं दृष्ट्वैव च सन्त्रस्ता पलायन्ते चतुर्दिशं यमदूतादयो दृष्टास्तं नमस्यामि वज्रिणम् अतीत्ययुष्मद्वचनं साम्प्रतं भयदर्शन शरणं यामि वो भीतो भयं नाशय तद्रुतम् इत्वरव्याधिभीतोऽपि वैद्यवाक्यं न लङ्घये किमु व्याधिसतिर्ग्रस्तश्चतुर्भिश्चतुरुत्तरैः एकेनापि यतः सर्वे जम्बुदीपगता नरः नश्यन्ति येषां भैषज्यं सर्वदिक्षु न लभ्यते तत्र सर्वज्ञवैद्यस्य सर्वशल्यापहारिणः वाक्यमुल्लङ्घयामीति धिङ्मामत्यन्तमोहितम् अत्यप्रमत्तस्तिष्ठामि प्रपातेष्वितरेष्वपि किमु योजनसाहस्रे प्रपाते दीर्घकालिके अद्यैव मरणं नैति न युक्ता मे सुखासिका अवश्यमेति सा वेला न भविष्याम्यहं यदा अभयं केन मे दत्तं निस्सारिष्यामि वा कथम् अवश्यं न भविष्यामि कस्मान्मे सुस्थितं मनः पूर्वानुभूतनष्टेभ्यः किं मे सारमवस्थितं येषु मे विनिविष्टेन गुरूणां लङ्घितं वचः जीवलोकमिमं त्यक्त्वा बन्धून् परिचितांस्तथा एकाकी क्वापि यास्यामि किं मे सर्वैः प्रियाः प्रियैः इयमेव तु मे चिन्ता युक्ता रात्रिन्दिवं तदा अशुभान्नियतं दुःखं निस्सरेयं ततः कथम् मया बालेन मूढेन यत्किञ्चित् पापमाचितं प्रकृत्या यच्च सावद्यं प्रज्ञप्त्यावद्यमेव च तत्सर्वं देशयाम्येष नाथानाम् अग्रतस्थितः कृताञ्जलिर्दुःखभीतः प्रणिपत्य पुनः पुनः अत्ययमत्ययत्वेन प्रतिगृह्णन्तु नायकः अभद्रकमिदं नाथ न कर्तव्यं पुनर्मया अभद्रकमिदं नाथ न कर्तव्यं पुनर्मया अभद्रकमिदं नाथ न कर्तव्यं पुनर्मया इति श्री शान्तिरेव विरचिते बोधिचर्यावतारे पापदेशना नाम द्वितीयः परिच्छेदः। ॐ
All right, we got a few more minutes. Can you turn me down just a bit on the what's a doogie? Is that better? Well, you may have to turn it down on the soundboard itself. I think it's just that bottom one. First one. Yeah. Yep. Hello, hello. A beat. Like a vegetable. Oops. Actually, I think I'll be smart and make a note. What time do people need to be here? 6 or 6:30? All right. Well, good morning and welcome to the Rime Center. I'm glad that you're here with us. And if you're joining us online and like to follow along with the service, please click the link in the event description to download the service handout PDF. So as we get started, let's just take a moment to get presence where we're at. To do that, we'll just take a couple deep breaths. As you let go of the out breath, just allow yourself to settle, be present where you're at. Let's begin with our refuge vows. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. Four measurables. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness. And may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the eight worldly concerns. For as long as space endures and for as long as living beings remain, until then may we too abide to dispel the world. Seven limb prayer. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginless time, and rejoice in the merits of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the merit created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. Mandal offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with the freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mendalakam Niyatayami. So for this guided meditation, let's settle into a comfortable posture, letting the body be upright and at ease. Take a slow breath, breathing out, and then allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Let the mind settle like sediment falling in clear water. And now bring to mind the presence of other beings, not as ideas, but as living lives, each wishing to be happy, each wishing to avoid suffering. And then reflect gently to yourself from the beginless time. Every being has been my own mother. You do not need to force certainty, just simply open to the vastness of this possibility. Imagine lives flowing into one another across time, with care given, received, and given again. And just allow your heart to widen with this thought. And now reflect on the kindness of a mother, the care that's offered without hesitation, the willingness to protect, to nourish, to endure difficulty. And recognize that other beings have also shown you this kindness again and again in ways that you cannot remember. And let this reflection move from thought into a felt sense. And from remembering this kindness, allow gratitude to arise. No need to force it. There's no need to be dramatic about it. Just simply sincere gratitude arising. And you may reflect quietly, I have been cared for beyond measure. I have been supported in countless ways. And allow this gratitude that arises just warm your heart. Again, not forced, just simply sincere. And let's just rest here for the remainder of the meditation. It's a little louder than I thought it would be. Wake up. Sorry. Supplication to the Buddha, to the Blessed One, the one gone beyond, the fully awakened one, the great physician, the supreme teacher. You came to this earth, and through your own efforts, you obtained the awakened state, overcoming all suffering and distress. Through your great compassion, you showed us the path to liberation. You taught us the merit of compassion, wisdom, and equanimity. To you, the glorious teacher, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Blessed One. Through the merits of these thoughts, words, and actions, may we dedicate this for the benefit of all sentient beings. And like you, O Blessed One, may we and every being attain your supreme awakened state, free from the ocean of suffering. Lord of the Dharma, I prostrate to your omniscient being.
Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Soha. 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 Om Muni Muni Ma Muni 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 Om Muni Muni Ma Muni
Supplication to Manjushri. Home homage to Manjushri, deity whose diamond speech cuts off all suffering, whose clear mind is the embodiment of insight wisdom. Manjushri, protector, free from evil and karmic stains. Your form is vast as the sky. Your mind dwells in the one taste of suchness. Lord of wisdom, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Supplication to Maitreya. Om Lord Maitreya, benevolent one, golden son of the primordial emperor of the northern paradise. Around you the stars and spheres course and turn. Within the span of your breath, countless worlds rise and fall. Deity of innumerable names, called or uncalled, you are always present. May the pure heaven of Tushita always arise before us. Supplication to Palden Lamo. Soul Mother, Lady victorious over the three worlds, please pay attention here and now. You overpower the whole apparent world, samsara and nirvana, by heroically guarding the Dharma and Dharma holders with the four types of actions flashing like lightning. You soar up openly like a full moon in the midst of a garland of powerful Dharma protectors. Powerful Daikini protector, I prostrate to your omniscient being. So for this second meditation, again, let's settle the body and breath, feeling the weight of the body supported. Let the breath flow naturally, arriving fully in this moment. And now bring to mind what has already been cultivated, remembering to recognize all beings as our mothers, remembering their kindness, allowing gratitude to arise. And let these reflections return gently, not as thoughts to analyze, but as a feeling in the heart. And from this recognition, from this kindness, from this gratitude, something begins to unfold naturally. From this gratitude, love arises. A simple wish forms, may all beings be happy. May they know well-being and at ease. This love is not selective. It does not depend on closeness or agreement. But let this loving warmth radiate outward. First to those you love easily. Let the loving warmth radiate outward to those you barely know. Now let the loving warmth radiate outward to those that you find difficult. And now let this loving warmth radiate outwards towards all sentient beings who have been our mothers in the past, letting no one be left out of this warm, radiant, loving kindness. This warmth being the manifestation of our wish for all beings to be happy and to know well being and ease. And now notice that those you love also suffer. They experience fear, confusion, loss, and pain. And allow compassion to arise naturally. The wish that beings be free from suffering and its causes. This compassion is tender. It's not heavy or overwhelming. And then breathe in with awareness of suffering, of all mother sentient beings, and breathing out with the wish for the relief. And now let go of all effort and just rest in this gentle compassion. Lojong lineage prayer. For the sake of all beings to attain enlightenment, I turn to the source of the ultimate mind training, to the perfect Buddha Shakyamuni, who taught the profound path of the two truths. I pray, let the sun of your wisdom dawn in my heart. To the lords of Dharma, Nagarjuna Asanga, and to the great-hearted Shantideva, who mapped the vast path of the Bodhisattva, I pray, ignite the flame of the bodhicitta in me. To the lineage holders of the Lojong instructions, who realized the view, perfected compassion, and championed the practice of exchanging self and others, I pray, shatter the fortress of self-cherishing within me. To Sir Lingpa, Atisha, and Chekawa, to Tokme Zangpo, who lived what he taught, all who blended sutra into essence, I pray, may your realization awaken in me. To my kind root Lama, the embodiment of all refuges, and from whom the living stream of this lineage flows, I pray, let your mind and mine become indivisible. Heart essence for awakening, a Lojong prayer. Having received the blessings of the lineage, resting in the heart of indivisible mind, I turn these blessings into the path, applying the essence of mind training for awakening of all beings. With these blessings, I will train in the preliminaries, remembering this life, precious and fleeting, change, cause and effect, suffering born of cherishing self. From these reflections, renunciation arises, and determination to practice is born. In every moment, I see all things as dreamlike, resting in awareness, unfabricated and clear. I free even the antidote in its own place. Breathing in the suffering of beings, I breathe out joy and ease for all. When difficulty weighs heavily on the world, seeing the root, clinging to self, thus every challenge becomes the path. I take all blame into one heart and let emptiness shine through pain. My whole life gathers into the essence of practice. I apply the five strengths without decline, aspiration and familiarization, wholesome seeds and restraint, revulsion towards harm and diligence and virtue, gathering merit, clearing obscurations. All my conduct flows from awakened intention. All teachings serve a single goal, liberation. I rely on the principal witness, my own clear and knowing mind. Joy dwelling within confirms the training. Impartial and free from display, I keep my word. My attitudes change without strain. I do not speak of injury or dwell on faults. Releasing rivalry and expectation, I practice patience and boundless kindness. In short, with all these blessings, all I do arise from one pure intention to bring benefit to all beings. Patience and courage are my refuge. I train unceasingly in the three difficulties. Gathering trust and practice as provisions, I remain in virtue of body, speech, and mind. With all pervasive care, I serve all beings, seeking in this very life the realization of the supreme vehicle. Through the merit of this mind training, the heart essence of Atisha and his heirs, sustained by the blessings of the lineage, fusion be exhausted at its root, and may all beings awakening. Vajrasattva mantra. Om benza sato samaya mano palaya benza sato jinopa trida drido mebawa suto kayo mebawa subo kayo mebawa anorakto mebawa sarva siddhi me prayasa sarva karma susame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sarwatata gata benza mame munza benzi bawa mahasamaya sato ha hum pet Om benza sato samaya mano palaya benza sato tino patrida drido mebawa suto kayo mebawa supo kayo mebawa Enorakto me bawa sarwa siddhi me prayatsa sarwa karma susame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sarwa tata gata benza mame munza benzi bawa mahasamaya Sahato ha hum bet. Hom benza sato samaya mano palaya zasato tino padre da trido meba kayo mebawa subo kayo mebawa anorakto mebawa sarwa siddhi me prayasa sarwa karma susame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata zamame munza benzi bawa mahasamaya sato haum bet.
Om Vajra Sapa 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 Om Vajra Sapa.
And so once again, let's settle into stillness, feeling the body supported. Feel the breath moving gently, allowing the mind to become clear and steady. And now bring to mind what has already been cultivated, recognizing all sentient beings as our mothers. We remember their kindness, allowing gratitude to arise. From gratitude, love emerges. From love, compassion naturally unfolds. And let these reflections return not as effort, but as something already present. From recognition, from kindness, from gratitude, from love, from compassion. Something even deeper now takes shape. From love and compassion, allow a courageous resolve to arise, reflecting quietly, I will take responsibility for the happiness and liberation of all beings. This is not a burden, it's a vast openness of the heart. And let this intention feel spacious, like the sky, like the ocean, able to hold everything within its openness. And now allow this resolve to crystallize into bodhicitta, silently reflecting to yourself, for the sake of all beings, I will attain a complete enlightenment. May wisdom and compassion fully mature. Take your time, but let this aspiration be clear, luminous, and wholehearted. And now gently return your awareness to this body, feeling the breath, noticing the space around you. And just allow yourself to abide in this stillness, keeping your mind clear and steady. And notice that even in this moment, our mind of awakening continues. And will continue in our speech, in our action, and how we meet the world around us. And when you're ready, softly open your eyes and return to the space. All right. Those other bells weren't so jarring. That was nice. Sorry about that. All right. Well, again, before we start the Dharma talk, I want to offer a warm welcome to everyone here gathered today on this cold day. I had been in Phoenix, and then I came back to Kansas City, and it was still warm, and I thought, oh, spring is here. Nope, false spring. Well, I want to again welcome you all, whether you're newly exploring the Dharma or seeking a spiritual home. We hope that the Rime Center may be a meaningful part of your journey. Gabi did want me to let everyone know that we are meeting this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. To put together Bodhi bags. So we would love for you to join us. The more hands we have on in the group, the faster the bags are made. I heard some folks mentioning that we're still looking for a few items, vegetables and fruit. So if you happen to be at the grocery store and you're going to be here Wednesday, please, if you could be so kind to make a donation. Again, they do have to be in self-opening containers. A couple of announcements that we have. We invite you to join us on March 1st. I said Wednesday, but it's a Sunday because it's our Sutra Study Sunday following the Sunday service. This time we're studying chapter 3 of the Mahayana scripture, the teachings of Vimalakirti, where the Buddha's senior disciples are skillfully challenged as Vimalakirti reveals fearless bodhisattva wisdom. This is a wonderful opportunity to deepen your understanding of the Dharma and reflect together in community. A reminder that the Rime Center's online-only Amitabha full moon practice will be at 6 p.m. on March 3rd. We do this practice as a way to honor Tulku Yeshe Rinpoche's teachings through enlightenment without meditation, the transference practice of POA. This is open to everyone, but in order to actually do the practice of Ami, you have to have received the Amitabha POA empowerment. So if you would like to join us, please, you can email me, Lama Matt, and I'll send out the Zoom link. If you're on band, it's actually in the event description as well. Also, March 3rd at 7 p.m., we will be having a special practice for Chulchul Duchen, the Festival of Miracles. It happens 15 days after Tibetan New Year. And it's celebrated on that full moon of the first Tibetan month. And this is a special puja offered both in person and online, and commemorates, again, the Buddha's miraculous displays of compassion and wisdom. All are welcome to join in devotion, reflection, and joyful practice. I wanted to mention before I move on, for Losar, we actually had some new items come out. So our new Basics of Buddhism book has dropped. Really excited about this. This has been a labor of love for the last year or so. I especially want to thank Kate and Daniel, and especially Hans, for helping edit and make sure, proofread the book so it actually sounds like a real book and not just the ramblings of a madman. I will say the companion of that, though, is coming out on Chulchul Duchen, and this is entering the mandala foundations of the Vajrayana path. So this will be, this is related to Buddhist Sutra, and then this book is related to Buddhist tantric practices. We've had several members who have taken tantric vows. And in other vow ceremonies, we've always had like a class that like kind of talks about the vows. A lot of times people who've taken tantra vows don't necessarily have a class. So we always have a lot of questions. And so this book is really to help answer those questions. It's also written in a way for people who are interested in tantric practices and would like to know more about what they are, to kind of introduce people to that. So this will be available on the 3rd with Chulchul Duchen. And finally, I want to mention, Gabi's got me up here like a salesman. For the gift shop, obviously this one will not fit me, but this is our new t-shirts for the fundraising campaign. This was part of the artist designs for our Losar cards, and we liked it so much, we made it our this year's shirt for Losar. So these are available upstairs if you would like to meet the artist. Jesse's actually here rocking his version of the t-shirt. We did have people ask, because these look more like regular normal t-shirts, and people had asked if there were kind of more feminine cuts, and there's men and women's cuts, I've been told. So please, yep. So we have small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X upstairs in the gift shop. Okay, enough with the ads. Oh gosh, another ad. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Sunday, March 1st, at 9 a.m. is the Daikini group. That's our women's group that come and meet. They're the ones that have started pastries in the morning and coffee. So thank you so much, and have been doing other really amazing stuff. Okay, one last thing is on March 7th, which is a Saturday, we're offering our half-day Chenrezig retreat. It's going to be here at the Sangha House, where we offer Chenrezig prayers and chanting, meditation, and mantra practice. This is available to all levels, both in person and online, and it's a chance to refresh the heart and deepen compassion for all beings. Finally, as we reflect on renewal and continuity, we're reminded that over 30 years, the Rime Buddhist Center has been a sanctuary here in Kansas City, offering compassion, wisdom, and community. And so, to support our growing Sangha and ensure the Dharma continues to flourish, we've launched a $30,000 fundraising effort for our 2026 building fund. Every offering helps sustain and strengthen our shared home. If the Rime Buddhist Center has touched your life or supported your practice, we warmly invite you to join us in building the next chapter of our community together. All right. I really hope that was it. Okay, so this week, as part of our Bodhisattva Challenge, we're engaging in the third part of mind training. And so today we're going to explore something that every one of us shares, and that's adversity. Whether it's loss, illness, conflict, anxiety, disappointment, or uncertainty, no one signs up for these experiences, and yet they're unavoidable. And every spiritual tradition promises something in the face of difficulty. Some promise rescue, some promise explanation, some promise reward at a later time. Buddhism promises something far more unsettling and far more empowering. It tells us that adversity itself is workable. It's not something to bypass, not something to merely endure, but something that can become part of our path. The third point of mind training states this bluntly. When the entire world and all living beings are filled with negativity, transform all adversity into the path of awakening. I don't know. Do we feel like the entire world and all living beings are filled with negativity right now? Just a little bit. It always does. It seems like just when we didn't think it could get bad enough, it gets bad. But we see this in the same theme in other Lojong texts as well. In the verse 4, the 8 verses of mind training by Lingri Tongpa, we read, "Whenever I see ill-natured people or those overwhelmed by heavy misdeeds or suffering, I will cherish them as something rare, as something I'd found, as though I found a priceless treasure." End quote. So these are not poetic encouragements; they are practice instructions. There will be times when we feel that the world is filled with negativity or that mishaps arise on our path. The Lojong verses we are working with this week give us a simple and concise instructions for how to work with these obstacles and adversity. When the antidote is applied to a poison, the harm is counteracted, but only if we actually take the medicine. And Tralig Kabgyong Rinpoche says, Mind training enables us to utilize adversity instead of allowing misfortune to drive us into a corner with no answers. This tendency to adopt a defeatist attitude in the face of evil is the biggest obstacle to our everyday lives and the greatest hindrance to the attainment of our spiritual goals, end quote. So why then does adversity hurt so much? Adversity does not hurt only because of what happens. It hurts because of how we interpret what happens. Tralag Rinpoche writes, adverse circumstances and situations are an integral part of conditioned existence. And he also goes on and says that there is much to contend with, and our ability to prevent or circumvent difficulty is quite limited, in quotes. We suffer because we believe this should not be happening. Someone must be to blame. This means something is wrong with me. This threatens who I am. Lojong does not deny pain. It diagnoses ego clinging as the amplifier. Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche states, all suffering comes through not recognizing ego clinging as our enemy. And this is kind of a radical claim. The true enemy is not the situation. It's not the person. It's not the illness. It's not the loss. It's the belief in a solid I that must be defeated. When suffering fills our world through loss, conflict, diminishing circumstances, Lojong does not tell us to escape. It doesn't tell us to run off to the monastery, to go hide in a cave like a hermit. It tells us these very conditions are the path. And there's 3 ways to do this: through relative bodhicitta, ultimate bodhicitta, and special practices. And so this week, we're working with the first one, relative bodhicitta. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood and challenging Lojong slogans: drive all blames into one. This does not mean self-hatred, it means clarity. And it does not mean ignoring harm or injustice. It means working with the inner causes of suffering, even when outer causes must also be addressed. Pema Chodron tells us this is advice on how to work with your fellow beings. Everyone is looking for something to blame, and therefore aggression and neuroses keep expanding. Instead, pause and look at what's happening with you. This approach reduces suffering, yours and everyone else's, end quote. Jamyang Control also tells us that we should consider that this ego-cherishing attitude is to blame. I shall do whatever I can to subdue it, end quote. The Lojong masters are ruthless here because sentimentality does not liberate us. Ego clinging says, this is happening to me. I must defend myself. I must be right. I must not lose. And Shantideva is quoted repeatedly in texts. All the harm that which this world is rife, all fear and suffering that there is, clinging to the I has caused it. What am I to do with this great demon? Notice what this does. Instead of collapsing under adversity, we regain agency. If ego clinging is the cause, it can be trained. If it can be trained, suffering is workable. This is not passivity, it is responsibility without blame. When adversity arises, what's our first impulse? It's usually resistance. Resistance, though, tightens the body. Resistance narrows our mind, and resistance hardens our heart. The practice begins with a simple but profound shift from why is this happening to what is happening right now. We pause and we observe. We observe our sensations, our emotions, our stories, our impulses. We discover something quite liberating. The experience is changing, awareness is not. And this is not philosophy, it's a lived insight. And once resistance softens and we are no longer fighting our experience, the next question is not simply how to endure adversity, but how to relate to it. And Lojong answers this by asking us to contemplate something both simple and unsettling: the great kindness of all beings. And when we hear the phrase all beings, it can sound abstract or idolized. But in Lojong, this means very specific people: those who support us, those who disappoint us, those who challenge us, and especially those who make our practice difficult. Jamyang Khantrul reminds us that awakening does not happen in isolation. It happens in relationship. Without other beings, there would be no challenges to our ego clinging, no occasions for patience, no training ground for compassion. In this way, even though we experience what we experience as obstacles are from the perspective of the path benefactors, this does not mean that harm is good. It means that the conditions that provoke reactivity also reveal where freedom is possible. To work with this skillfully, Khentrul Lodru Taye Rinpoche teaches 3 forms of patience, not as ideals, but as trainings that stabilize the mind in the face of adversity. And I think these are very important for us this week to focus our practice on. Patience of accepting suffering. The first is this patience of not being shocked by pain. Earlier, we spoke about a shift from why is this happening to me to what is happening right now. This patience grows when we recognize that suffering is not personal failure, but a feature of conditioned existence. Accepting suffering does not mean liking it. It means not fighting reality as it is. And when we stop demanding that life conforms to our expectations, the heart begins to soften rather than collapse. The second form of patience that Rinpoche teaches is the patience of not blaming the harm doer. Again, this does not mean denying harm. It does not mean excusing harmful actions. And it does not mean staying in unsafe situations. It means that before we fix blame, we pause and remember the slogan, drive all blame into one. And then we reflect. This person wants happiness just like I do, but they don't know how to create its causes. And when people cause harm, they are acting under the power of ignorance and disturbing emotions such as anger, attachment, or jealousy. They are not acting from freedom or clarity. Rinpoche says that they are under the power of other, like someone swept away by a strong current. Human beings are not fundamentally corrupt. The problem is that afflictive emotions compel us to act. And this reflection is not meant to excuse harm. Its purpose is to counteract our anger. So when harm occurs, we train ourselves to think. This is not a flaw in the person. It is the power of their disturbing emotions. When we change how we think, we change how we experience. By not blaming the harm doer, we prevent anger from taking root, and we stop adding further suffering, and we make compassion possible. And the third form of patience arises from wisdom. And this is the patience that comes from understanding the nature of experience itself. When we see that experiences arise from causes and conditions, emotions are impermanent, identities are not fixed, then patience is no longer something we force. It becomes a natural steadiness of our mind. And with this understanding, adversity loses its power to define us. And when we contemplate on the kindness of all beings and train in these 3 forms of patience, something essential happens. Adversity no longer feels like an interruption on the path. It becomes the ground of the path. Patience keeps the heart open, and an open heart is what allows bodhicitta to arise. And with that, we are ready to move from working with our own suffering to transforming adversity into the fuel of awakening for the sake of all beings. And Khentrul Lodru Taye Rinpoche says, suffering becomes the fuel for our practice, like dry wood on a fire. It lights the path and enhances our spiritual practice. So here the teachings turn decisively Mahayana. Our instinct is to contract around suffering, my pain, my story, my injustice. But Lojong reverses the direction. Dilko Gensei Rinpoche says, if we have instructions on how to carry obstacles onto the path, then no matter how many difficulties come upon us, they will simply clarify our practice and have no power to hinder us on our path. Clarity, not destruction. Why? Well, as Tralek Kyabgon Rinpoche puts it plainly, we grow more quickly if we are open to working with difficulties rather than constantly running away from them. Because adversity reveals something universal. When we suffer, we discover others suffer like this too. And this recognition transforms isolation into connection. The second slogan we're introduced to is meditate on the great kindness of all. And this is where taking and sending, or Tonglen, enters, not as a technique, but as a reversal of our habit. As Geshe Langri Tangpa says, I will take defeat upon myself and give the victory to others. This is not moral heroics, it is strategic. Self-cherishing tightens suffering. Others regarding it loosens it. And this is why bodhisattvas pray to be born in difficult worlds. As Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche writes, the immediate causes of the attainment of Buddhahood are other beings, and we should truly be grateful to them. Without adversity, compassion remains theoretical. Through adversity, it becomes embodied. The texts are uncompromising, but they are not cruel. As Tralek Rinpoche cautions, sometimes we generate too much emotion in our Lojong practice and run the risk of being overwhelmed. Transformation does not mean bypassing our grief. It does not mean tolerating abuse or harm. It does not mean suppressing pain or trauma. It means not wasting suffering. Sometimes the practice is simply not hardening, allowing tears, allowing uncertainty, and allowing help. That too is our path. So let me close with one of the most uncompromising and liberating Lojong statements. As Drupchen Jigme Timpa Nima said, seeing suffering as an ally to help us on the path, we must learn to develop a sense of joy when it arises. This is freedom from victimhood. Adversity does not disappear. When it comes, and it will, we can ask, what is this teaching me about clinging? How can this open my heart rather than close it? And how can this serve awakening? The storm does not disappear, but we no longer mistake the storm for the sky. Rather than ending with more analysis, which I'm sure you're happy for, I'd like to end with a few verses from Dilgo Khyentse's prayer of aspiration for mind training. May all disease, famine, belligerence, wrong views, impairments, transgressions, downfalls, harmful actions, self-cherishing, obstacles, harmful influences, and impediments all ripen upon me and me alone. And to all these beings who are limitless as space, I dedicate long life, glory, wealth, happiness, power, experience, realization, and knowing, loving wisdom. May they all, through the supreme enlightened actions, attain the level of the most splendid noble one. In short, may all the causes and effects of egotism and self-cherishing ripen on me, and may all beings gain a wealth of benefit and happiness, and realize the meaning of emptiness and compassion. So may your week be filled with compassion and wisdom, gratefulness and joy, and thank you. Long life supplication for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. A flower of faith. Lama of great compassion with kindness to all, you firmly established the Rime tradition through skillful means and wisdom. Mary Tenzin Dawa, who is the embodiment of all the Daikinis, with the sun of wisdom and the moon of compassion, you bring love and joy to everyone you meet. Inspired by your example, I vow to cultivate compassion and wisdom from this moment forward and on all my future lives. I will strive to embody the Buddhist teachings in every thought, word, and deed. Dedication of merit. By this merit, may I obtain omniscience, may it defeat any wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may I obtain omniscience, may it defeat any wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may I obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. Aspiration prayers. Bodhicitta is precious, may it arise from whom it is not arisen. Once arisen, may it not diminish, but ever grow and flourish. All difficulties without exception being pacified, with harmonious situations like the treasure of the sky, may the teachings and practice of the Rime tradition live long and shine brightly. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day.